Alright, so here is my trailer that is a convertible enclosed trailer turned into a camper slash toy hauler, and it converts back into an enclosed trailer. As you can see there earlier, the wall folds in the middle, the beds fold off the wall, and they fold back up into a couch and or shelves, and then they fold flat up to the wall as well. So the trailer is 7 foot by 14 foot, wide open. It has a sink there in the front. I'm a little behind on the video. Forgive me, this is my first time doing this. That sink is was a freebie on Facebook Marketplace. It has a 46-gallon water tank attached to it with a pump. It's actually got surprisingly great water pressure. That's a standalone AC unit that I mounted up there and vented down through the floor. And I as well also put the condensate down through the floor. This is me doing some air guitar. Check that out. Yeah. I was, just being me, being silly, working late, hanging out, trailer project. Here's a sample of wood up, and then I painted this, and I did not like that, and it's still that, but eventually it'll get repainted because it kind of looks like a fire truck. And here's me doing all the painting. Forgive all this for being in reverse, but it seems to me that maybe that would get the most attention. I don't know. It's my first time doing this. So, I've done a bunch of shorts, but this is the first full-length video with some voiceover. So, oh, look, more dancing there. Oh, some lawnmower action. So, here's the priming and or the first green painting of this fire truck looking thing. Also, there's plans to put a window in the door of the camper there on the side. That way there's some ventilation through the wall and or emergency access. Oh, some more dancing. And some more painting. Same stuff. I tried white with green, and that didn't stand out in a way that I liked, so then we went to the black and green and fire truck. So anyway, that's going to get changed at some point. So here's a little tour of what I was working on. This door opens. That gives you access to the side of the AC unit and also access to the water and or anything you need to underneath. The AC unit sits on a platform that is hinged, so you just pick that up and you can access the water tank below. Some more of me painting, just doing that thing. It was a lot of painting, I gotta say. This was not something I really thought about in the beginning, but I got carried away. So what's new? And all the cutting in, very tedious, because the pattern on the wall there is actually just 1/4-inch strips of birch plywood ripped down to I think 2 inches and glued and pin nailed to the wall. And here's me removing the painter's tape that simulates the board lines. So that was something I put up before I did the black, which is the second color that you put up when you do this wood grain color in this order. I tried it the other way and it does not look right with black first and then green. This was a much better alternative. I think maybe later in this video it shows where I was doing some sample tests on that stuff. Here's the video. The sun quality was killing me here. It was the wrong time of day to be doing this, but this was the paint the ceiling black. You go ahead, you have it painted green, you put your painter's tape up, and then you paint it black, and then you use that tool and you just squeegee over it, and you got to be pretty quick about it. And I will say that I was not quite quick enough about it, and it was hot out. So if you really pay attention, there's some lines in there that I'm not real happy with, but in the end, it did turn out pretty cool. That center strip has got some LED lights in it that I was hoping were going to be brighter. They're not, but they work for a night light. So otherwise, we use a portable DeWalt light. All about the DeWalt over here. There's that sample board I did, and here's me trying some different stuff out. Yeah, different colors. I was trying gray with over the green, and that was not a good combination in my mind. Check this out. Watch this. It's about to turn ugly. Ugh. Goodness. Nope. I immediately knew as soon as I started. I said nope. But I finished it up. And oh, look at me. I didn't get any on my face at all. Here's me putting on the paint, getting up that green, and then I come back over after that's dry and I put a second coat on it so it's really well done. Now, this is just sample stuff, so it wasn't really imperative, but normally I would prime it, sand it with 220, and then paint it. And in this case, you use a semi-gloss on everything. Makes the squeegee process real easy as far as the paint sheen. And just me walking around, waiting for paint to dry. Oh, there I am. The shop lights came on and it was getting dark there. Me working in flip-flops. Oh, more paint on the face. New camera angle. Trying something different, or maybe this was the beginning of it. I guess we're going in backwards order. So this is probably like that original sample that I made. Again, I'd normally prime this before I did this, but I didn't in this case since it's just a sample. So there's, which dog is that? Is that Blue? Yep, that's Blue. You can tell by his face specifically and his fur, but Blue is one of our golden retrievers. And then there's Duncan. Duncan has his own YouTube channel. Blue is also in there, but Duncan is got some interesting qualities that gives him his own thing. So we thought we would try a YouTube channel for him. Let's see, where am I? Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm not waiting for that thing to dry. I'm using the blower. This is the only for a sample or something small, I guess you could use this for. But it was trying to get that dry time down a little bit. Worked a little. Didn't entirely dry it. Tell you what, that blower will run out of your hand if you don't hold on to it, though. It's impressive. Hashtag DeWalt. So anyway, let's see. What am I getting into now? I guess I'm just hanging out waiting for paint to dry. And there's our camper all set up with the wrap on it. That's not going to be on there for long. There we go. There's some of that felt going on, which was quite the tedious process. And I got to say, there's got to be a better way than this spray on adhesive. But that's what I used. I did wear a respirator, but regardless, was sticky all over. You spray it on the plywood, you spray it on the back of the felt, you wait for it to tack up, and then you put it on and squeegee it out. Try to pull it real tight, get your corners wrapped around, and then cut your openings. And this stuff is really cool. It's simple to work with. It's what they use to wrap speaker boxes. It's like subwoofer stuff. So I did this wall in a couple pieces because it's got that 2x4 or 2x6 rather ripped down, and on there it was not really feasible to do it in one piece. And I bought a large roll of this felt material to wrap this in. This was my first time ever using this stuff. I had never done this, so it was a little bit of a learning curve, but I think I picked it up pretty quick. And here we are before all that, just in framing, I suppose. The beds, before they had plywood put in the middle and a piece of steel on the edge. Testing out, making sure everything was going to work. Here I am, putting up the original plywood back onto the studs. I took that off and insulated, and I guess that part of the video is coming up since we're going in reverse. Doesn't make much sense to me either, but hey, you're probably still watching, so that's cool. So all the plywood put back on, screwed back on. My goodness, I put so many screws in this trailer. So many screws. Oh, there's the insulation going in. It's not in reverse. That would be kind of funny, and I could do that. Maybe I'll do that in another video. I'm getting better at this editing thing. It takes a while, but, you know, I work with my hands and I build things, so we'll see what I can do. Oh, okay. Here, I'm taping the seams. That's what I did here. I used foil tape, like for ductwork, and taped all the seams. Seemed a little unnecessary, but, you know, that's kind of how I do things. And, okay, yep, here's me putting the insulation in. That was after I took all the plywood out of the trailer, which I also guess is maybe coming up soon. I pieced that front only because it was, you know, use all the material, but normally I really hate piecing things in. It drives me nuts. Also, all the lettering on everything should be legible and, you know, not upside down or crooked or any of that craziness. Let's see, what am I doing here? Ripping down the insulation, finishing that all up. Oh, look, that's good lighting. Yeah. That's taking everything apart, I think. I'd take it all out to... Is this me taking the plywood off? Yeah, okay, I had to take... Yep, I took the door off after I built it, and I took that thing off like 5 times. Alright, and now we're going to transition into a slower stop motion. It's going to get a little slower, give you a little more time to look at it. This thing really just kind of folds out. It's just done with door hinges. I do have some posts sitting in there holding it up, but it doesn't actually have those. Those were just for the video. The door actually is always shut when this is, the middle door is shut when this is folding, so that holds it. So if you're still watching, I don't only build trailers. I'm building an awful lot of crazy projects. Stay tuned and there will be an awful lot to come. Oh look, there I am up in the corner, just hanging out. Hit that subscribe button for me. See ya.